Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Ivan here. In today's video we'll be talking about a watch I had no idea it existed until the brand contacted me, and I'm glad they did because this piece is pretty cool. Besides being exceptionally well built and beautifully finished, this Nove Modena features a fantastic Swiss automatic movement, which you may have not heard about. As I just mentioned, this watch has been sent to me for a review by Nove Watches themselves, but if you end up interested in getting one, check the link in the description below. The Modena Automatic costs from $670 to $690, depending on the color you go for, but you can use the discount code BOLD20. By doing so, you'll save 20%, which makes for a very good deal in my opinion. If you purchase this watch, expect it to arrive in this simple but nice and versatile hardshell case, which I can definitely see myself using for travel. Inside you'll find the user manual with the warranty card on the back and the cleaning cloth. As always guys, we are going to proceed with the dimensions. Starting with the case, it's 44mm, but the watch itself is much more wearable than you think, and that's mostly due to the short lug-to-lug of 46mm. The thickness, it's even more impressive as it's only 12.5, and then we've got the lug width, which is 24mm. Size for my wrist, the Nove Modena weighs exactly 160 grams, and as you can see, it looks very nice. Due to the unique design, it has a lot of wrist presence, and you can expect people to notice it more often than not. The bracelet is pretty good too. I love the H-link design with hexagonal center links. It looks very nice, very unique. The finishing is excellent and there are no sharp edges. And as expected from a watch in this price range, all links are solid and securely joined together with split pins. When it comes to the clasp, the guys at Nove have opted for a butterfly style clasp, which helps with keeping the design of the bracelet nice and clean. However, the problem with these clasps is that they don't have any sort of micro adjustment, and for that reason I'm forced to wearing the watch a bit loose. It's still plenty comfortable, and after a week on the wrist I've become very much used to it. Of course, you can remove the bracelet by unscrewing the screws on each side and then replace it with a 24mm strap of your choice, but in my opinion this watch looks amazing on its bracelet, so I haven't tried it. Moving on guys, let's have a word about the design, the build quality and the finishing. The case design takes inspiration from sport cars, and that explains the aggressive but at the same time elegant lines. With a little bit of imagination, we can say that these are air intake vents at the lugs. The bezel and the crown guards resemble the brakes, while the dial with its grooves pattern would be the engine heatsink. In my opinion, it's a very unique and refreshing design which doesn't pay tribute to any other brand out there, and that's something to be appreciated these days. In addition, the build quality is very solid, the choice of materials is great as well, and the finishing is simply excellent. And that's true for both the case and the bracelet. What's really blown my mind is that the crystal above the dial and the crystal on the case back appear to be exactly the same. I mean, both are made of curved sapphire and both have bluish air coating on the underside. You know guys, I don't think I've ever seen a watch with a curved sapphire on the case back, which is a bit of a shame because it really sits comfortably on the wrist. And before we move on to the dial, let me just add that the water resistance is 200 meters, which is quite impressive considering the complexity of the case. Next, let's have a closer look at the dial because they've done a pretty good job with it. So we've got this pattern with horizontal grooves, the surface is very nicely brushed, and there is a subtle metallic sunburst sort of effect going on here, which I think looks amazing. It's quite hard to explain, but I guess what really matters is that everything is exceptionally well made. The handset also looks good, it's beautifully polished, and it even has a bit of lume applied to it. It's not super bright or very long lasting, but it should be alright for a couple of hours. Overall, it's a very sharp looking dial, guys, with very good legibility and nice date integration at 3 o'clock. And hopefully Nove will come up with some more dial colors in the future. In fact, whenever I look at the fixed bezel, the image of a white dial GMT pops in my mind. Just saying. Last but not least, we really need to talk about the movement, as it's the first time I've ever had a watch with this caliber. As of right now, all automatic watches that Nove has in their catalog feature the Ronda R-150, which is a Swiss-made movement, and in terms of specs, it's pretty much equivalent to the ETA 2824 and the Sellita SW200. But it's not a clone by any means. Apparently this movement was announced at Baselworld in 2016. It has 25 jewels, the automatic winding is bidirectional, but there's hand winding as well, and of course when you pull the crown it hacks. This caliber beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour, it has a power reserve of 40 hours, and a very good accuracy. Ronda claims that on average this movement should run plus minus 12 seconds per day, and from my experience that claim is true, as I've been getting a consistent accuracy of plus 8 seconds, which to me is a very decent performance. Now I want you to have a look at something else, but try not to blink, because if you do, you will miss it. The R-150 has a quick change date, and it even changes at exactly 12 o'clock. Pay attention, because it's lightning fast. That's just awesome, isn't it? No other watch in my collection does that. So guys, the R-150 is a very promising movement to say the least, and I really hope we start seeing it in more watches. Alright, it's time to sum things up. As you have seen, the Nove Modena is one very interesting offering. The build quality and the finishing are excellent. The dial is gorgeous. The two curved AR-coated sapphire crystals are something pretty unique, just like the bold aggressive design. For all these reasons, I hope the brand stays in the business for a very long time, and I'm looking forward to their future releases. As always guys, I'm curious to know what you think about it, so make sure you leave a comment in the comment section down below. That's the end of today's video, everyone. If you enjoy my content, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, and you may also want to consider following me on Instagram at @Hairspring. Thank you very much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.